Hi, my name is Edyn. I'm a plus size yoga instructor and I'm excited to lead you through this flow today. All you'll need is yourself, your mat or a towel, some knee pads or a blanket, something squishy if you have tender knees, and a block if it's a regular part of your practice. And I will see you on your mat in just a few seconds.
Dream team, stick together and make history. Golden Wonderland.
Bring yourself to the center of your mat. That is where we're going to start our practice today. Take your stance a little bit wider, feet at the edges of either side or both sides of your mat. We're going to start with some deep cleansing breaths. Inhale and exhale. Filling all the way up at the top, filling up through the lungs and exhaling. At the top of your inhale, really puff up your chest. And exhale. Next, inhale at the top. Hold your breath for just about 2 seconds. So inhale, hold, 1, 2, exhale. Big inhale, hold. Last big inhale, holding at the top and letting it out. Finding a little bit of fluid motion through the bottom half of your body, letting your knees bend and your hips follow. Loosening up from the day or your sleep last night. Finding some juice in your joints, your knees, and your hips. Giving your shoulders a nice big roll. Just gentle motion throughout the body. Come to a neutral stance. Make sure the tailbone isn't poked out. Bring it down neutral, pointing towards the floor. Standing up nice and tall because we don't shrink for anyone. Giving the shoulders a nice roll back. Inhaling the arms overhead, palms touching if they can. If not, they can stay parted. And bending the elbows towards the neck. It may look like this in the back, prayer hands. It may look like this. You may be touching shoulders, whatever feels most comfortable. We're just warming up here. Don't force any movement. If it's uncomfortable, don't do it. From here, bring the arms back up high and let them fall out to the side, palms open to shoulder distance. Rotate the palms to the bottom. Bring them all the way down and try to touch your palms behind you, near your tailbone. Big inhale here. Exhale. If that doesn't feel good, you can place your hands on your booty cheeks, wherever it feels comfortable. Inhale, bring the palms up. Give them a rotation. Inhale up to the top. Exhale. Bringing the hands to reverse prayer at the back of the neck. Inhale, up. Exhale, arms fall, rotating just at the shoulders and then coming to the tailbone. And inhale, bring your arms to your side, exhale, and just start to scan the body for any tension. Maybe you need to raise your eyebrows and release the tension there. Maybe you need to open your mouth, unclench the jaw. Maybe your jaw needs some gentle circles to release the tension. Giving your shoulders another roll, lifting them up towards the ears and then dropping them down. Swinging your arms, wiggling the fingers, releasing that tightness in your knees, giving that gentle, sweet bend, unclenching the butt cheeks, just relaxing before a nice big inhale, and exhaling, bending forward into your first forward fold. Beautiful. Here you may want to sway side to side. You may want to release the neck, let your head sway side to side, or grab opposite elbows and let it all go. If you're having some trouble getting down here, you may want to grab under the belly, bring a little bit more room in so that you can get a little bit more space and motion without the constriction. And we're going to roll up to standing, keeping the body rather loose, inhaling at the top and exhaling, slowly tipping at the hips, back down into our forward fold, swaying from side to side. One more roll to the top, keeping the looseness in our body, sitting back into those hips and folding forward. Really feeling the release through that low back. A bend in your knees if it feels good, to get a little bit lower and get a little more out of your stretch. And rolling up to the top. We're going to make our way down to the floor. To get some juice into the hips, I'm going to be using some little lily pads under my knees. A nice blanket rolled up could be perfect as well. We're going to sit back into the feet. Coming back to your breath. And here, we're just going to lift in to the pelvic floor here a little. So we're going to come off of the ground, lifting our hips forward. And as you come forward, pulling up and in through the core and pulling the mula bandha, your pelvic floor, up and tight. And as you come back, release. In and up we go, pulling up that pelvic floor. And as we come down, release. And up we go, pulling in the pelvic floor. And back, release. And as you come down, start to walk your hands back to a gentle, gentle hero pose. If this is too much, if your calves are on, if your quads are on fire sitting here, you don't have to lean back as much. Just lean back a little until you feel a gentle stretch here. I'm going to lose my lily pads now since not as much pressure is on my knees. And just lean into my hero pose. On the inhales, pulling up through the pelvic floor. And on the exhale, releasing. Inhale, pulling in the pelvic floor and the core. Exhale, releasing. One more, pulling up on that pelvic floor, holding it. 2, 3, 4, and releasing. And then crawl yourself back up into your kneeling position. We're just going to do some gentle hip circles. I'm going to towards you so you can see what I'm doing, but you can stay where you are on your mat. You're going to squeeze one thigh to lift your hip. So I'm squeezing my right thigh, my left hip lifts. Same with my other side. So just alternating right thigh squeezes, left hip lifts, right, left. You see? And as you come up, pull the pelvic floor in, and as you come down, release. Up and in, down and release. Staying with your breath. Exhale on the bottom, inhale on the top. This is going to strengthen your hips, your knees, if you want some knees like Megan, and your core, and your pelvic floor. Good. Go ahead and come off of your knees. Give them a little break. Give them a little love. You were just on them for quite a while. Give them some rub-ins and some love-ins. Then we're going to meet in tabletop position for a few cat-cows. Inhale, cat pose, and exhale into our cow. Inhale, and as you exhale, you can squeeze that pelvic floor in again if you want a little bit more work. And tuck the toes, tailbone goes high. Your first downward facing dog of the practice. Lift up on up to your toes and drop down, up and down. Pedal from side to side. Loosening up those hamstrings and glutes. And walking your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands and rolling up. Big, big inhale, and then exhale into a little bit more of a narrow forward fold. Feet not quite as far. Adjust the belly if you need to. Inhale, roll up, take your hands, press them out, far away from your body as you can, and then pull your wrists towards you, then press the fingers down and pulse them in, just like that. Fingers up, pulse, down, pulse. Next time we're up, you can grab the right fingers, link them with the left, just a very, very gentle pull and release. Gentle pull and release. Opposite side, gentle pull and release. Gentle pull and release, and then wrist circles. Halfway, and then back around, then all the way around. Be mindful, I was just clenching my butt cheeks for dear life. Relax those butt cheeks, relax the lower back, and just focus on the wrist here. Then bring your wrist back to your neck, your shoulder area. Just gently press down. Gently pressing down. You may want to do opposite hand, opposite shoulder. Let this shoulder relax, your left shoulder, and pulling down on the traps with your right hand around, away from the neck. Opposite side, pulling down on those traps. Releasing the tension there. Beautiful. Bring your toes a little bit wider. Just gonna wake up those hips a little more, sinking down to a gentle goddess pose. Not too deep. It's early or late, depending on when you're doing this. Shifting side to side. Instead of bearing down, remember, keeping our pelvic floor lifted and our core engaged. And then a little tilt forward and a little tilt back. Just juicing up all the joints is the purpose here. We're gonna go from side to side. When you come up, engage the pelvic floor, and as you come down, you can release. So squeezing, release, squeezing, release. And we can do some gentle circles here. And then come to standing, bring your feet in. Nice inhale. Scan the body. Make sure that that tailbone is neutral. You're not pushing forward or back, just straight down towards the ground. And give yourself a gentle baby back bend. Bending from the neck and the shoulders. Not dumping into your lower back. Nice micro bend in the knee. Beautiful back bend. Just reaching back as far as you can here. Giving a nice arch through the front body and into the spine in a healthy way. And bringing it back up. Reset and inhale. Everything neutral here. This time, take your feet a little wider. Nice back bend from the neck through the upper spine, not dumping into your lower back. Exhale. We're going to bring it all the way forward, coming down to the ground and making your way onto your back. Arms come out to the side. Depending how your back feels here, you may want to place a blanket under your sacrum. You may want to kiss your spine to the floor. Kissing the spine to the floor doesn't feel great for me, so I prefer a little bit of a bend in my back. Just play around with this variation of being on the ground and see what makes you feel best. Our knees are going to come up off the ground into the sky. Knees bent. We're going to exhale and drop our knees to the left side. As they drop and meet the floor, our head is going to turn to the right side, giving our intestines a nice, beautiful twist, making sure that our digestion is on point through the day or through the night, whenever you're doing this practice. Keeping with your breaths here. One more breath before coming back to center. I like to bring one knee at a time. That feels best for me. Then I'm going to drop over to the right and turn my head to the left. Bringing my knees all the way down if I can to get that full twist throughout the side body. Nice inhale and exhale. On your your next inhale, we're going to come back to center. I like to do one foot and kind of bring myself to center, then bring my leg to meet, and then come down. We're going to bring the soles of our feet to touch for a nice supine butterfly. I like to tuck my shoulder blades under here so that not so much of my back is up towards my neck. Palms can be down or up. You can float your butterfly if you like to. Hello, little butterfly. Yes, I'm weird, I know. Keeping with that breath. As I inhale, I like to pull up through the pelvic floor and exhale. Let it go. Going back to those breaths from the beginning. Breathing in, holding it at the top for 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, whatever feels good for you. And then letting it go. Send your legs out nice and long. Bring your arms overhead and stretch, stretch, stretch. Big inhales, exhale. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice with me today. Bring your hands to heart. Nice inhale to seal in all of the love and gratitude that you showed your body today. And exhale. Namaste, yogis. Thank you for taking the time to practice with me today. Don't forget, I'm not just your friendly internet yoga teacher. If you ever have questions about poses or variations of poses, reach out to me on Instagram at Edyn Loves Life. I can't wait to chat with you. Namaste, yogi.
You're like a ghost in my mind. I can't escape you. I need to believe.